everybody, Deathstalker here. So I thought I'd tell you what actually triggered me, you know, way back a long time ago to get into motorcycles. And it actually all comes down to a pool game or billiards. Can't remember exactly which it was. My best friend and I had stopped off at a bar one night, and they had a pool table. I think it might have been even a snooker. Anyways, we were playing, and my buddy, absolute utter motorhead, loved cars, loved boats, all that sort of stuff. And he actually at the time had a mint condition 63 Corvette convertible. Nice car. And he happened to be talking to me about this motorcycle he saw in this bike shop just down the road. And you know, I went like, yeah, whatever, not really paying too much attention. And he actually had wanted to buy motorcycles for many years, but his mother, who was an absolute saint, just wouldn't really hear of it. So he never really got one until after she had passed away. But anyways, back to the story. You know, we finished our pool game. He says, well, let's go look at this bike. So we hopped in his car, drove like maybe about 250 feet. It wasn't very far. This bike shop was across the road in East Hamilton. The bike shop in question is not even there anymore. I have no idea. It's like a carpet store there now or whatever. But anyways, in the front window of this, it was a Honda Kawasaki dealer, was this gorgeous red and white motorcycle, like nothing I'd ever seen before in my life. Now you gotta remember, this is back in the 1980s, where the majority of motorcycles still looked a lot like, you know, British Triumphs, BSAs, like even the Japanese bikes. You know, there was the bad Japanese take on a Harley look that, you know, you were seeing. And like the idea of a sport bike like what we see nowadays just didn't exist. So anyways, the bike in question was a 1983 Honda Interceptor, and I'll put a picture up of the brochure here so you can actually see what it looked like in red and white. And in person it was just gorgeous. It had this pearl in the paint, so it just sort of glittered in the sun. And you know, for back in that day, that was like one absolutely gorgeous motorcycle. I mean, gorgeous. So a couple days later, we went back to the bike shop when it was open, and got talking to the dealer. And the interesting thing was the guy who ran the shop was an absolute dick. All he really cared about was making sales, and it wasn't too helpful. So I started to get the little bug thinking, like, you know, I'd really like to get this bike, but the dealers do say, well, I can't get it for you. Apparently it came in two colors. It came in the red and white and the blue and white, and I decided I wanted the blue and white. Well, they really wanted to sell you the red and white because it was on the showroom floor. They didn't really feel bothered to try to sell you the blue one. So back then, there was probably, without a word of a lie, I'm going to say somewhere between 10 and 15 Honda dealers, all within about a half-hour drive. Like the market was pretty saturated with more dealers and customers, really. And I ended up driving out to Hagersville to a place that sold John Deere tractors, farm equipment feed, and Kawasaki's and Honda motorcycles. And those guys, they went, yeah, we can get the bike for you, and we'll sell it to you for, I believe it was like $500 under list price, and they even threw in a helmet. That's like, sold. So anyways, this was the bike I ended up buying. Now this was actually in March, and I had never ridden a motorcycle in just like a little moped sort of mini bike thing. And my buddy, of course, had ridden, but he didn't have his license, so he actually drove it home to his place. And I actually don't think I even told my mother I bought it. And I didn't have my motorcycle license, so I actually, once we got the bike home, I think later that week, I actually started the process to get my bike license. And surprisingly, I survived. And the start way back in '83, you know, led me to riding this mild-mannered little machine that I'm sitting on right now. So just, that's what triggered me. And anybody else who's watching this, maybe put in the comments what you triggered you to get into bikes, or maybe do a video on what you triggered into bikes. So anyways, I'm about to go on the highway and it's going to be very windy, so Death Stalker signing off. Well, Amish motorcycles. This light's defective too.